Welcome back to Just One Question. And I'm rarely so excited about having a guest on the show as I am about having Rachel LeFort on the show today, because Rachel has addressed in an elegant and profound way a problem that's been bugging me and a whole lot of other people in the public speaking world for a long time, which is tough enough to dress if you're a man on stage. You've got to look good. You've got to dress for a part. You've got to be better dressed than the audience. You've got to express your brand. There's all kinds of issues for men. But for women, you take that and multiply it by a factor of, I don't know what, 10, 100 something, because there's so many more choices and so many more pitfalls for women. So Rachel has addressed this problem. She is the founder and CEO and designer for Midnight Oil. And I know you'll want to know where to find this. It's midnightoil.shop, which is a very special clothing line for professional women. So, Rachel, dig in and tell us, how are you going to help me and everybody else who has faced this problem in the speaking world today?
Hi, Nick. Thank you so much for inviting me today. So I would love to tell you the story of Midnight Oil.
Yes, please.
And how I can help. So my background is in fashion design, but I've spent about 12 years as a personal stylist, helping women and men also with their wardrobe, including helping people prepare to speak on stage. And during the time of helping, I'm going to focus on women because Midnight Oil is about women's wear. So helping women with their wardrobe, I noticed when I was doing closet edits that women have a sea of clothing, of colors and patterns and stripes and trendy things they found, but they have a hard time getting dressed and getting out the door quickly. And so I would make a shopping list for women during this wardrobe edit. And I would often write down, you need a navy blazer, you need a gray trouser, you need a camel suit or a cream, whatever it might be. And these are the things that were missing time and again from many women's wardrobes. And I would write the shopping list down, and then I would have to go find the things. And it's not easy finding these neutral basics for women. And if I could find them, they didn't always fit well, or the quality wasn't great. And so I decided to create a brand so that I could offer these things to women. And I found that helping women narrow their color palette, kind of like menswear, where they can have gray and navy and camel or cream or beige, or different tones that look good on their skin tones and that are flattering to them, but having a smaller color palette and less things is a really helpful way to get dressed quickly and to look really polished. So that was really the first inspiration for the brand. I named it Midnight Oil, Nick, because these women are working so hard, chasing their dreams and their goals and building their careers, and stressing about what to wear is just something I wanted to take off their plate to make it easier. So Midnight Oil is a way to honor them, saying no more burning the midnight oil, at least not about what you're going to wear.
Hallelujah. Yeah, that is, we're just so, the speaking world is so glad you're here, because that is, I've struggled with over the years with so many women clients who are facing exactly that issue. And you want to be on trend, you want to look good.
Yes.
And we mentioned before we hit record, you not only have to look good, but you have to look good against a backdrop. And often that backdrop is black. Often the stage setting has a lot of black in it for reasons of it makes the stage look brighter, and it gives a clean sort of positioning for the video camera, and all kinds of technical reasons why black is good. And then you take out your favorite black suit and you're gone. Right. You disappear, or you're just a floating head.
Right.
And then it's too late.
Right. Right. So it's better to choose a different tone. And, even like a bright navy can be beautiful and it's flattering on a lot of people. So I think that's definitely very important. To choose a color that's flattering and that's going to work on stage. One of the things I want to share about my brand Midnight Oil is, there are a lot of things, but
Yes,
In
please.
addition to the high quality, there are actually three pillars that I've built the brand around: fit, function, and personalization.
Mm.
So fit, I provide a lot of options for getting a better fit because the suiting pieces are made to order. And so I can order if a lady, let's say a lady's between a size 6 and an 8, I can order her a size 7. And
Mm.
let's say she's 5'1" and she's tired of having the sleeves altered on her jacket, I can order it to the correct sleeve length. So
Mm.
then we don't have to cut off all those button details on her blazer. So
Mm.
I'm trying to save her money on alterations and make things a little simpler.
Mm-hmm.
And also the pant length. So lots of options for fit. But the function is something that's also poignant for speakers, I believe. I have a lot of pockets. You know how many pockets women usually have in their blazers?
I'm going to guess 0 to 1.
You're right. You're
Having
right.
faced this issue before,
Right.
where do we put the battery pack? Where do we put the notes? Where do we put the clicker when we're not holding it? It's
Right.
just so limiting not to be able to have pockets. And you're right.
Yeah.
You just
And
don't
what
get
about
it.
men and men's blazers? How many they have?
Many,
Many,
at
five
least
or
2
so.
on the side,
Yeah.
breast.
On the
Yeah,
inside.
you're
So
covered. You've got it. You can put all kinds of things in there.
all kinds of stuff. But women, yeah, as you said, hardly have pockets in their blazers. So I've designed my blazers with 5 interior pockets. So they
Mm.
should never have to use the outside pockets unless they want to put a pocket square for fun. But
Fantastic. Yeah, we've resorted to
right.
bringing little tables out on stage and doing various things to
Oh
allow
yeah,
for the props or notes or various things that the speaker needs so that they have that there, and that clutters up the stage. So this is amazing.
yeah. So 5 pockets inside the jackets, and then the pants have the traditional front pockets, except that I've designed them to close. So they have zippers that close because women personally don't like the added hip circumference, added
Yeah, the
fullness to
bulk.
the hip. So
Yeah.
we can zip that closed. But then there's an extra hidden pocket in the back waistband, which
Uh,
is perfect for putting the transmitter for the microphone. So she
oh,
doesn't have to
excellent.
wear a belt. She can just kind of tuck it in, and it's like right at the small of her back there and the top of the waistband.
Perfect.
And my skirt that's in development, it also will have that pocket, so she won't have to worry about the belt. It'll be right in the top of the waist, kind of like
Brilliant.
a hidden
Brilliant.
secret.
This fits such a desperate need that's been in that world for so long, and the options have not been great. So I was delighted to discover you
Yeah,
and your company.
thank you, thank you. I think that it's so important to think about function, of course, fit because it has to fit,
Mm.
so that she feels confident and knows she looks good. And then function, like we said, and the gravy on top, I want to tell you, is personalization. So this is kind of fun because women love to be unique. And let's say she's got her navy blazer, but she wants to change the lining to a fun pink or something
Mm.
bright and colorful. She can choose whatever lining and buttons she wants, and even the material under the collar she can choose, and the thread, so she can personalize it and even order the pants without belt loops. So there's a lot we can do, and it's really an experience more than just shopping off the rack. It's really a fun shopping experience to try to make it just for her.
Yeah, that's wonderful because the clothing of a professional speaker, thought leader, needs to reflect his or her brand. And
Yeah,
so you have options for putting in subtle brand touches that might then give give more of a sense of who this person is that carries from the stage and beyond. So
absolutely.
that's a wonderful opportunity to be able to personalize it as
Thank
well.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, recently I did this for a woman whose brand, she has her own business and her branding is navy with and burgundy. So we did a full burgundy suit, and then we did a navy lining, and she did a navy blouse, and she had navy threads on her. It's
Mm.
very subtle, but it's there. Even the lapel, the buttonhole on her lapel is navy.
Oh, nice.
So it's nice on burgundy. Yeah. So
Mm.
just little touches that we can do.
Yeah, well, it's those little
So,
touches that
so
say
thank
quality, and that's uh,
you.
also an important part of how our speaker shows up on stage. your stuff has to say quality without being ostentatious about it. So
Right. It's
that's
kind of a
important.
whisper, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
whispering confidence and
Mhm,
quality and
mhm.
competence and all the things, but in
Yeah,
a subtle way. And I love how you said in your recent article about elegance coming back. I agree.
I think it's time, and I think it's a post-pandemic thing, but we'll see. Fingers crossed that I'm right and you're right,
Yes,
and
fingers
we
crossed.
yeah. And I have noticed the return of the dress code in dealing with meeting planners and speaker bureaus that are negotiating with speakers. That conversation has come back since the pandemic. So
Good.
I do think that is becoming naturally part of it, because during the pandemic nobody cared
Right. On
much sort
Zoom.
of what you wore on Zoom. Yeah. So, but
Right.
in person it makes a difference.
And I think it's also how you feel when you put on the clothes. I mean, there's science around that,
Mm,
that you just feel like you can own the room. You feel confident when you know you look good.
yeah, it's so important. Yeah,
It is.
if you don't feel confident, if you don't feel like your clothes set you off
Hmm.
to your best self, then you're going to carry that discomfort with you in your body language, and it's going to
Right.
show up. Yeah, so very
Yep.
important.
Yep. So the goal is to make sure you feel great ahead of time so that when you get up there, you're only focusing on your content
Yeah,
and not
exactly.
fidgeting or worrying.
Well, Rachel, it's wonderful to get a chance to chat with you and to find out a little bit more about Midnight Oil. Midnightoil.shop, everybody.
Thank you.
I expect there to be a lot of hits on that website right after you see this,
Yeah.
because this is how you need to be dressed in the speaking world. So thank you so much for being on Just One Question.
Thank you so much, Nick. And I really appreciate your time. And for any questions, feel free to send me an email also, hello@midnightoil.shop.
Excellent.
So
Thank you.
thank you. Have a great day.